All right. What is going on, guys? Spencer Claeys here, back with another episode of the show. This is episode number 11 of the podcast. So whether you're watching on YouTube or listening to this on Spotify, welcome. Here we're going to be discussing, some of the frequently asked questions I get, some of the stuff that's been going on. And I got some really great questions that are laid out for you guys. So as always, if the best way to get a hold of me and for me to answer your question is just to comment on this video on YouTube. I've got some DMs, some comments on other places where we're going to answer those today. But, if it's on TikTok or YouTube, like Shorts or Instagram, I'm much less likely to see it because I get, thousands of comments. So best way to ensure that I see it is on this video on YouTube. So without further ado, let's dive into some of the questions that we got today. The first one that I thought was kind of funny, Daniel Lemon asked, if I was on a cycle right now, referring to testosterone. And, so basically, no, I'm 100% natty. I'm doing a new workout routine right now. It's based on the Mike Menser routine. So he was back in the 80s. He trained with Dorian Yates and such, some of the really bodybuilding OGs. And his really big thing was just training to failure, training really intensely, high intensity workouts, a lot shorter of a workout. So really 35, 40 minutes is kind of all I've been working out per day. So I've been doing about 4 workouts per week, taking 2 days on, 1 day off, 2 days on, 1 day off. So basically just been doing that. Sometimes taking another day off to do jiu-jitsu as well. I've been, as you guys know, I probably mentioned it before, but going to a gym, doing some BJJ, which is great for, cardio, staying in shape, knowing your body a little bit better, in case you got a situation you need to defend yourself. But anyways, as far as muscular growth, I'm looking because when we go high intense, I used to work out a lot before, an hour and a half, be 2 hours sometimes at the gym back in the day when I had more time, when I wasn't really making as much money as I am now because I'm working a lot more now. And it's just a simple fact. If you are out here hustling, getting after it, making money, sometimes it's going to be hard to get to the gym. But I believe firmly that health is absolutely the base for any success. So that's why I honestly don't talk about it as much as maybe I should, because for me, I believe it's like air. Going to the gym is like oxygen. It's just something you do. You need to do it. I remember I used to have a fitness training thing where I had some clients online, that whole phase. And I just remember I had some clients and they were these middle-aged women and they're really cool. But they would ask me these questions how do I drink more water? And, how many calories do I need is in this? And how do I drink more water? And that just blew my mind. I was just drink more fucking water. I didn't know how else to say it without being rude, because some of this stuff is just so basic. It's just doing it. And I know it's hard sometimes, but literally just got to keep after, getting that momentum up. Once you're working out, a couple of days a week, then it's kind of hard to stop. You just keep going. You just feel good. It's really just, getting that momentum, it's so huge. Because even me, if I take a day off and it's a day that I was supposed to go work out, then the next days, it's so much easier to take that day off as well. So it just builds up and builds up and builds up. So that's why I really like to do something every single day of the week, whether it's any sort of physical thing, some sort of workout each day. Doesn't even need to be the gym, but it could be jiu-jitsu, could be going outside on a walk with my dog and my girl. But just pause there for a second because I had to look up this quote. It's from Confucius. It says, "A healthy man wants 1,000 things. A sick man only wants one." So he just nailed it, thousands of years ago. He knew when you were sick, that is the only thing you want, is you want to get better. You want to get healthy again. And I mentioned this before, but money is great. But, at the end of your life, when you're old, what's the thing you're going to want? You're going to want your time. You're going to want your health. It's the most important thing. So do not take it for granted, guys. If you're listening to the show, hopefully you're at the gym right now, or, driving to the gym, or at least, if you got a physical job, you can kind of maintain that a little bit. But I've noticed it's kind of weird because your body adapts super quickly. That's why the high intensity thing is really great, because you're not killing yourself at the gym. You're just going out. You're just really just stimulating the muscle. That's what he's really big on. You're just stimulating it because you don't want to overtrain. But it's really good to switch up your routine, because even if you're like me, I've started doing cleaning roofs and stuff. It's a very physical job. A lot of times I would come home dead tired, but then very quickly you get used to it. And then I noticed that I wasn't really getting, much stronger or bigger at all. Even just doing manual labor. And you've probably seen guys who do manual labor for a living. None of them are jacked unless they actually go to the gym, because your body just adapts really quickly. You got to keep hitting it. You got to keep stimulating the muscle. So anyways, guys, that is what I wanted to talk about for fitness. And then one of the next questions I got was some man named Derek T. You inspired me to step up my game and get myself out of a self-made rut caused from chasing dopamine. Thank you, brother. So awesome, man. That is a great comment. Dopamine. That's another really great topic we could talk about, because anything that is dopamine related, because dopamine is related to motivation, and you feel good when you do something so that inspires us. So this could be sugar, working out, sex. These are really common ways. And then obviously scrolling on your phone for hours and hours. These quick hits of dopamine are one of the most damaging things that we as humans can do. Because back in the day, when we first evolved, like dopamine, we sought out things like, food, like carbs, because it might not come around again. So if we found something like carbohydrates back when we were just hunting and gathering, like it was really a big deal, and you wanted to stock up as much as you could. And this is also interesting because when you look at fat, like being able to put on body fat is a survival instinct. Like it's literally bred into us, because it's being able to go long periods of time without food. Like say there was a famine, or we weren't able to find like a woolly mammoth to hunt or something. If you were fat, you're going to be able to survive longer than someone who's skinny. So it's a really interesting thing. We are biologically programmed to get fat, because since the beginning of time, being fat was an advantage. So it's really interesting now that we have so much food. It really just overloads our brains. We cannot deal with it, because it's stimulating all the things that are telling us, you need to eat this, you need to survive, you need to survive. So it's really important that we reprogram that part of our brain, and we look at food in a much different way. And this is really hard to do. It's really easy to say, but for me, the biggest things I found when with dopamine and just not eating like shit is just not allowing it around me. So my girlfriend has a little bin of snacks that she keeps hidden. Like I know it's there, but I can't see it. Imagine if the cookies, a box of donuts is laying on the counter. You're probably going to take one, but if they are hidden, even just out of sight, out of sight, out of mind. So that's a trick that works really well for me. Anything that I don't want to eat, or I know I shouldn't eat, I hide it. So I literally can't see it. Same when I go to work, I only bring like healthy snacks, healthy food, and it forces you to eat healthy. Like when I'm at a job for 6 hours or 8 hours, I don't have time to go to the store. I only brought like a couple apples and a banana and maybe a protein bar. Like that's all I'm going to eat for the day. So then when I get home at like 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock after going to the gym, I've literally eaten like barely like 500 calories for that day. So I can pretty much go eat whatever I want at dinner. So I don't really prescribe to any like 1 meal a day type diets. I used to do like the paleo diet in the past, but honestly, I just believe in eating good, eating clean, eating like no processed foods. Because yeah, chasing that candy, that quick dopamine, bad. Scrolling on your phone for hours, chasing dope, it's bad. Like it literally, or right now it's no November, so we could go into that topic another time. But that is another quick hit of dopamine. If you just basically anything that causes those quick hits, you want to avoid. It's just, I don't know. Evolution kind of snaked us there, but that is the way to being a successful man. So enough of that. Let's keep going on to some of the comments. I Dream of Johnny 54 says, "Hi Spencer, I forwarded your videos to my nephews for inspiration and motivation. Good sense, good discipline, and a strong self-motivating character. Thank you for your life journey, best practices. I wish you good luck." Awesome. Thank you so much. That is really great, because as men, we need to inspire, we need to motivate each other. We need to be leading each other. We need more leaders. There's not enough leaders. I even myself, it's super weird to kind of be recording this podcast, because we all think about things that we're like, oh, this would be really great to share. And, for years and years, I didn't really speak about it. I didn't really talk about it because, there was some crazy stuff going on the past couple of years. And then this year kind of changed when I really started putting in the work, and I really started focusing on providing value. And the more value that you can provide to the world, the more people want to hear what you have to say. It's really cool. Look at actors and musicians or athletes. They're just really good at what they do. And then people want to hear what they have to say, because they add value. Because it's like, look at an athlete or a singer. It's always funny when they get into politics and stuff. Like who gives a fuck what like Rihanna thinks about politics, or what Kanye West thinks about politics? These guys are just they're just celebrities, but we care what they think because they've added value into our lives. So, I mean, if you are trying to add value into, like, you need to be adding value into people's lives before you are able to share your thoughts in the world. So, kind of something that I've been thinking about a little bit recently. But anyways, let's keep going. Brett Fisher says this content is awesome. Keep it up. I'm starting a side service business right now, and your videos have been a huge help. Awesome. Glad to hear that, Brett. Yeah, man, that's all we're doing here. We're just trying to make money as quickly as we can so that we can invest that into other avenues, other approaches. As you guys know, I mean, I have a lot of different books and courses and stuff. That's what I've been investing my time into, assets that you build it once and then you don't have to build it again. So like this podcast, I'm recording it once and then I never have to record this specific podcast again. It's going to live on the internet forever, and which is awesome. This is a super interesting topic. No one really thinks about this. This thought kind of popped into my head a while ago and I've just been marinating on it. But videos and audio and the internet is so amazing because the only two things we know exist are matter and energy. And these words that I'm speaking are literally like, it's energy. And now I can trap it with my computer and then put it on the internet where it can live as energy forever. And you guys can listen to it. You're listening to it right now. You are absorbing the energy that I'm putting out directly. It's super cool. So the way I've been trying to think about the world is how can I put more energy out into the universe? How can I put more stuff out there so that, the more you put out, the more you're going to get back. So it's a really fascinating thought because when you start thinking like that, you're just like, okay, shit, well, how am I'm not trapping any energy. Like last year, I wasn't making any videos really. I wasn't really doing much. I was like doing a little bit of business stuff. Obviously, I had my business and it was going well, but it's limited. When you're working with your hands, it's limited. Like I'm not out here to bullshit anybody. I'm not saying that, a service business or roof cleaning or gutter cleaning business is the way to like live the rest of your life. But if you're trying to make $500, $1,000 a day, stack some cash so you can buy fucking ATMs or start a YouTube channel and have time. Like you're going to be able to have time. Cause like right now when you're working, like I literally have like 3 weeks of jobs lined up. Like it's insane right now. So I literally don't have to worry about money. Like when you don't have to worry about money, then you can focus on creative things like this podcast. As you can see, I'm getting like, it's a lot of fun for me. And I've only been able to do that because I put in the time. I built a business that has enabled me to get my time back. And obviously I still use a lot of my time to make the money, but that is going away. I mean, I've been able to hire some people this recently. We're doing some other projects and it's been awesome. I got some videos. We'll talk about that later in another video. But, yeah, guys, like this podcast is for you guys. It's to get you up off your ass, motivate you. You guys need to be starting your own channels. Like I want to see your channels. I want to see your own podcasts, your own TikToks, YouTubes, Instagrams. That is what we're all about because, a rising tide floats all ships. So we are all here. We're all here to motivate each other because I can do it. Like, I mean, look at the videos that I post. It's nothing crazy. We're not doing anything insane. It's just providing value to people. That's literally all it is. So Marvin Taylor says, will Facebook ads be effective without a website? Thanks. So this is a great question because, a lot of what I've been saying, like Facebook ads are the best way to get ads or to get money really in really quick. A website takes months, if not years, to rank properly on Google. You can obviously do it quicker, but I'm not an expert on SEO, but I know enough that Google is very good at knowing if you're trying to game the system. So it's really not a good way to set up your business where you're just kind of doing it in the short term. The short term, like, is Facebook ads where you can go out and you can kind of just machine gun, like nail down jobs. You're hunting really quickly. You're going to be able to go get those jobs. And honestly, sometimes they even say you don't even need a website. I literally use just Facebook ads, but obviously you should have your website set up because now I'm at a point where I shut off my ads for Facebook. So I'm not even running ads and I'm getting messages now, like multiple, sometimes multiple per day, but now it's just been exponential because when you start popping up on Google, it explodes. So I want to get you guys to that point. So run Facebook ads, of course. And we'll have some more videos about ranking on Google and such because I've been able to get my business to the top of Google. And like I said, I'm not an expert on it, but I know enough to get my website up there from just a couple YouTube tutorials. So we'll talk about that later, but it is super important. And as I always say, like if you don't have jobs right now, you need to be running Facebook ads because Google, you can't be relying on Google because it's a search-based platform. So you're kind of limited the amount of people who are actually Googling and searching up your topic. If we're talking about cleaning stuff, I mean, most people really aren't thinking about it. They're not really thinking about it unless they see it happen or they see an ad. because that's where Facebook comes in. Facebook is an interruption-based marketing. Someone's scrolling, not really thinking about much. Then they see an ad that relates to cleaning. Like, oh yeah, I should get that done. They're not out there Googling it. Like a different example would be, imagine your toilet explodes. You're not going to go on Facebook and start scrolling to find a plumber. You're going to go to Google because you're searching for that. You're like emergency plumber. So that is a lot more important of a business to have on Google. But if we're talking about cleaning and like some of these service businesses, that's like kind of, it's important, but it's not like time sensitive. That's where Facebook really shines. And also, obviously, other interruption-based marketing. So you could include TikTok, obviously Instagram. YouTube is interesting because you can have kind of a little bit of both. But that's all we want to talk about marketing there. I like this podcast to kind of talk about everything, so we can talk a little about whatever you guys want to talk about. So obviously, mention it in the comments below what you want to see. Let's see. I wrote there's some other questions down. Chris755 asked this on my TikTok about the Navy. We're gonna talk a little bit about that. So I just got out of the Navy for 6 years. I was just in the reserves, so nothing too crazy. I made a video about this on TikTok, but I kind of wanted to go into a little bit here because it's a really good question. He asked for my thoughts on joining the Navy because he was thinking about joining the Navy. And, it's a really good thing if you don't know what you want to do with your life. For me, I was 18. I didn't really have any idea. Everyone's always asking you, what do you want to do with your life? What are you going to do? And 18, I find me any 18-year-old man who knows what they want to do with their life. I still don't know 100% what I'm going to be doing in 10 years. All I knew is that I wanted to be rich, I wanted to be successful, and I wanted to push myself. And if you have that mindset, you can go into any fucking industry and be successful. It doesn't matter if it's roof cleaning. It doesn't matter if it's starting a plumbing company. It doesn't matter if it's starting whatever sort of business it is. Just be the best damn roof cleaner out there. Be the best fucking plumber out there. And you're always going to be able to make money. So if you approach life with that mindset, it doesn't really matter what you do. You are going to be successful. So that's why I fucking hate that question from adults who are asking, oh, what do you want to do when you grow up? Or what do you want to do when you're next year when you graduate high school? It's I don't know. But I mean, look at most adults. They don't know what they're doing. My parents, their friends and stuff asking you what you wanted to do. They don't even know what they want to do. They're not happy in their jobs. They're literally asking, trying to get a little bit of a glimpse into what a young person is looking at. So I kind of picked that up from a book. My favorite book is called How to Get Rich by Felix Dennis. I just read it cover to cover twice in the past month. So it's a fantastic book. Felix Dennis founded Maxim magazine and a bunch of other magazines. And it's not necessarily just about money, but it's just really good insight. I kind of look at him as a cool uncle. He's a very, very cool guy. So check that book out. And while we're on the topic of books, I'm also rereading Don Quixote. Another one of my favorites. It's a classic. One of the first novels really written about anything. It's really one of the first actual novels that we have, which is fantastic because it's such an amazing book. It's super funny. I'm literally laughing. I can't really remember the last time a book has made me laugh like that. And it was written in the 1500s. It's insane. George Washington had his own copy of this book. Think about that. You can literally read the same book as the first fucking president of the United States. It's awesome. He literally got that copy gifted to him from the King of Spain at the time, which I think that's super cool. So anyways, read that book too. It's just a great, that's the thing I love about books. You can take away from it what you want. Each book is unique to you because it's an imaginary thing. When you're reading the words, you're seeing it in your brain. So your vision is different than someone else's vision. So I think that's why books are really cool. They're really special. That's also why I've been writing books. I really like to be able to put words down and have people, envision what you're trying to say and interpret it as they will. And I think it's a lot more personable of an experience. But obviously, podcasting and videos are great too. I love making these. But, books are they're just never going to go away. So, let's see, looking at some of the other comments. We have some other videos over here. 50th Street 21 says, testament to quality service, Spencer. People want what they pay for, and you're providing the end result. Cheers, my good man. Daryl. Awesome, Daryl. Thank you for those Awesome words. Sleepy Joe says, a sincere thanks for being concise. Yeah, man, I try and keep my videos on YouTube pretty short, concise, because that's one thing I hate when I'm trying to watch, like, oh, how to do this or how to do that. And I want information quickly. I think a lot of people they beat around the topic because they're trying to get views or they're trying to get watch hours. They're trying to get if you have a video longer than 8 minutes on YouTube, it can have more than one ad, so they can make a little bit more money. But I don't really give a shit about making money on YouTube. I have my other ways of making money. So I don't really care how long it is. I want it to be as valuable and helpful as possible, because the more valuable it is, the more I can help people, and the more people are gonna hey, I like this guy. I'm gonna probably give him money for buying a book or a course, or want to work with him one-on-one, all that sort of stuff. So I think you don't really need to worry about being long or too short. Just do whatever feels right. We got some other questions. These are all positive. Dang. I think I need to scroll on. I think YouTube Shorts and TikTok, that's where all the haters come. Because all you guys are too positive on YouTube, at least on these comments. Because the haters, I think I was scrolling. Oh yeah, my favorite comment yesterday was this one video on TikTok that I made. It just kind of blew up. It was me talking about my story again, the Toyota Corolla, that whole thing. And it got it's almost at 14 million views. And of course, one person's like, you're literally white and a man. It's like, there it is. Someone blaming their circumstances that they're not a white man. So boo-hoo. I could talk about that subject for days because, obviously I am a white male and my experience of life is going to be different. There's definitely advantages in America. I'm not going to deny that. But if you're looking at life from that perspective, that's a really sad point of view. You've really given up all control. You've really given up all responsibility. Like, you're just kind of like letting the universe do what they want with you. You're like, oh, well, this didn't happen for me. So, oh, well, like, what am I going to do? Well, it's like, no, fuck that. Like, look around the world, like, open your eyes. There's 8 billion people on this planet now. We just crossed 8 billion. How many white men are on this planet? 500 million. So what are the other, 7.5 billion people many of them are successful. And I don't know, it's kind of funny, but anyways, there's always going to be people like that. It's a really sad point of view to have. So let's take a moment to feel sorry for those people who think that life is somehow fair and that, that's really it. So let's move on to something else. Tyler Blevins says, he's been giving some good comments to this guy. His name is Fat Loser 202. What would you say if you were knocking at doors? Me and Tyler responded, hi, my name's Tyler. I have a house cleaning business. Can I break your leaves today? Sweet. Good comment. And I this is a good comment. I'm going to have a video about this soon where we're going to go door to door, because that's how I started. How I started going door to door. It's not the most fun, but if you're trying to hustle, trying to make money, it's not going to be fun in the beginning. It's better than working for fucking $12 an hour, doing whatever type of bullshit job we got out there. So we're working for minimum wage. Anything is better than that. So going door to door is the next best option if you don't have money to pay for ads. So we'll talk about it there. But obviously, you want to find a house where it could use your service. So if you clean roofs, look for a dirty roof. If you clean driveways, look for a dirty driveway. If you clean solar panels, find a house that has solar panels. And then you just be like, hey, how's it going? I just did your neighbor's house down the street. I cleaned this. I noticed you guys had a little bit of stuff here and here. I could take care of that for you. I'm already in the neighborhood. And they're going to say, oh, no, I'm not interested. Or they'll be like, oh, well, yeah, how much you charge? And then you say, okay, well, I charged them like $300 for this, but since I'm already here, I could just get it done today for like $200, nothing crazy. And then they're going to either say yes or no. And that's pretty much it. And if they say no, move on to the next door. If they say yes, like, oh, you're like, sweet, well, I can get started right now. I got all my stuff here. And then boom, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. So that is pretty much it for this podcast. As always, guys, if you have any questions, leave a comment down below. I'm going to see that. We'll answer that in the next podcast. But as always, I hope you guys have a great week. Get after it. Make that money. Much love. Peace.